Level 1. The local asset, the disposable. You're 22 years old, living in a city that smells eternally of diesel and stale tobacco. You aren't a trained agent, you're what the agency calls a useful idiot. You are recruited because you are utterly invisible, a student, a waiter, or a shopkeeper, someone who blends perfectly into the background noise of a busy street. Your job is deceptively simple. You sit in a cafe and you watch a specific door. You're paid $200 a week to text a single emoji to a number you'll never call when a black sedan arrives. You don't know who is in the car, and you certainly don't know why they matter to the men in Virginia. But you start to see how the system really works. You watch the local police drive right past the house, ignoring the men with rifles standing in plain sight inside, because someone higher up the chain already paid the tax to keep their eyes closed. You tell yourself you're one of the good guys, but as you watch the house go dark at night, you realize the cold truth. To the agency, you're just furniture, easily moved and easily replaced. Level 2. The junior case officer. The puppet master. By 26, you've graduated from being the one watched to being the one watching. You are now a handler. You live in a safe house that smells of cold coffee and high-end servers, managing 10 people who look exactly like your younger self, the desperate, the greedy, and the idealistic. This is where you learn that the truth isn't a principle, it's a commodity. You spend your days lying to your assets, promising them protection and relocation that you know, deep down, you can never provide. To survive this, you develop the split. There is the part of you that acts like a friend, a mentor, or a brother to your assets, and then there is the clinical part of your mind that watches from the shadows, calculating the exact moment an asset becomes a loose end that needs to be cut. You carry a diplomatic passport, but it's a thin shield. You know that if you're caught, your government will claim they've never heard your name. Level 3. The paramilitary officer, the hammer. You're 30, and the agency has decided you're good with your hands. You don't wear a suit anymore. You wear tactical gear with no insignia and no serial numbers. You're part of the ground branch now. Your job isn't logistics or intelligence gathering, it's pure violence. You are the enforcer for a shadow empire. When a foreign scientist won't cooperate or a rebel leader starts getting too loud, they send you. You don't ask questions, you wait. You wait outside gyms at 6 a.m. or in dark alleys where the streetlights have been conveniently disabled. You've lost count of the problems you've solved. The first time you did it, your hand shook. By the 5th time, you felt absolutely nothing. You've realized that in this world, being a master of making people disappear is the only way you stay alive. Level 4. The Chief of Operations, the Territory Commander. By 35, you run an entire city. Every bribe paid to a local general, every illegal wiretap on a politician's phone, and every black site interrogation operation goes through your desk. You are the system that connects the watchers to the enforcers. You've moved beyond the world of guns and into the world of high-stakes politics. You don't threaten officials with violence, you make them offers they can't refuse. A suitcase of black-budget cash or photos of them that would end their careers instantly. You manage chaos. If a rival agency moves into your territory, you respond with maximum force. On the surface, you have a house with a pool and a family who thinks you're just a mid-level diplomat. You never tell them that you sleep with a loaded gun under your pillow every single night. Level 5. The Strategic Architect, the White Paper Fan. You're 42. You haven't touched a weapon in years and you don't need to. Your products are now spreadsheets and shell companies. You are the financial controller of the shadow war. Your job is to turn millions of unaccountable funds into legitimate-looking infrastructure, hospitals, NGOs, and construction firms. But these aren't for the public, they are listening posts. You've built a financial structure so complex that investigators would need warrants in 6 different countries just to follow a single transaction.
You meet with bankers who know exactly what you are, but the money is too good for them to care. You live by the golden rule. Valuable today means liable tomorrow. So you keep 3 passports and bank accounts in countries that don't have extradition treaties. Level 6. The Director of Operations, the Shadow King. At 50, you sit at the table where the real decisions are made, not at the head, but in the chair right next to it. You don't control a city, you control an entire region. You are the one who decides which rebel groups receive missiles and which dictators are disposed of. Your face isn't on any wanted poster, but your name is mentioned in the highest level briefings of every rival intelligence service on the planet. You haven't seen daylight without a full security detail in over a decade. You are the CEO of a global firm whose only export is stability, a stability purchased with blood and paid for in total silence. You've climbed so high that you know any fall from this height will be fatal. Level 7. The Policy Ghost, the Deep State Architect. You are now in your mid-50s. You have transcended the agency itself. You are the man who whispers in the ears of presidents and shapes the national security laws that everyone else has to follow. You operate in the deep state, the invisible hand that ensures the shadow empire continues even when administrations change. You believe you are the architect of the world. You've traded ancient oaths for modern crimes, and you believe your service has made you a permanent fixture of the state. You are no longer a person, you are a pillar of the system. But even pillars can be demolished when the ground shifts. Level 8. The Reckoning, the Disposable Tool. You're 58. The world has changed again. The politicians you helped put in power have decided you're now a liability. The national security laws have shifted, and the agency needs to clean house. You realize now that you're the biggest loose end of them all. Operation Iron Fist wasn't designed for the enemy, it was designed for you. You're arrested at dawn, or perhaps you just disappeared during a vacation in a country you thought was safe. As you sit in a cell or a quiet room in a facility that officially doesn't exist, you think about the kid you were on that street corner 36 years ago. You saved your country's secrets, but you lost your soul. You realize the ladder you spent your life climbing was always resting on a pile of corpses. You were untouchable until today. This is the life of a black ops officer. Every empire ends the same way. No one mourns, they just move on. If this deep dive into the ranks of the shadow world opened your eyes, make sure to hit that like button and let us know in the comments which level you think is the most dangerous. To stay updated on more hidden history and intelligence secrets, subscribe to You Are Here channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep these stories alive. Thanks for watching.